Hi, I'm Bybreen Samuels and welcome to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I'm sharing my Sun Sign series, and today it's the Sun in Cancer. So a key phrase associated is I feel. So Cancerians have a very sensitive, nurturing and vulnerable quality to your personality. Other phrases are adaptability, nurturing, tenacity and caring for others. Now, Cancer is the first water sign, but it's the second cardinal sign. So there's a sense of initiating, caring for others and caring for yourself. Now, there's some sensitivity that you're also trying to protect. And the reason for this is because you've got this symbol, which is of the crab, and the crab has a very hard exterior, which means that it acts as an armor, a structure to protect your vulnerabilities. And that's about your shyness, that's about the weak aspects of your personality that you don't want to reveal to other people. Because one of the key things that really does drive you is that you've got this sense of wanting protection around your material and your emotional security. You like to have a sense of protecting others, but also being protected. And wherever you feel that this is threatened is where you can become defensive, or you could completely withdraw because you're trying to acclimatize yourself to these feelings, but you want to do that in solitude. But the contradiction here is that you don't feel complete unless you've got your family around you. Another contradiction within your personality is that you can come across as being this really strong person, having the strength of the Iron Man, for example, but at the same time displaying this childlike type of behaviour in a way that will be associated with a young child. So that's a weakness of yours. And an explanation for this is possibly because on June the 21st is the summer solstice, and that's also when the sun moves into Cancer. And here the sun is at its highest, it's at its strongest, it's at its most potent, and it's the longest day of the year. And from the 22nd onwards, the sun then starts to make its southward descent towards the opposite sign and the winter solstice that takes place in Capricorn. So what we have is this opposition. We have the opposition of the Great Mother, which is in the sun in Cancer, opposing the old man of the earth, which is in Capricorn. And so what you're trying to do here is to balance this kind of strength and vitality that you use to protect and care for others, together with the sort of strength that you need in order that you're beginning to lessen the weak characteristics of your personality. And what can help you here is obviously turning to Capricorn, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn wants you to display some level of maturity in terms of how you're leading your life. We're also dealing, as I said, with the great mother goddess. And so an example of this is the goddess Pada. And what mythology said is that she sat in water, so she sat in a stream, and from this she was able to give birth to the earth through her navel. So here we have this sense of procreation, giving life, and you can apply this also to your creative side, because with mothering, obviously it goes through a birthing process. Birthing means water, and when you're birthing a new idea or a new business or a new sculpture or painting or a piece of music, there's going to be possible blocks to you bringing your creativity to life, and it's about how you begin to then transform this creativity. And one of the ways that you're able to really give birth to your true ideas means that you have to cut the umbilical cord to your family past, to your family karma, to the womb of your family, so that you're able to lead the new direction in your life. Another example of a great mother goddess is Demeter. And she was the goddess of the grain harvest, and her daughter Persephone was abducted by Hades, and he took her into the underworld, where she lost all of her innocence because she was raped repeatedly by him and lost all of her childlike qualities. And from the moment that she was abducted, Demeter sat by the well and she pined and pined and pined for the return of her daughter. So much so that the crops began to die and essentially the harvest failed. This then came to the attention of Zeus, who was Persephone's father. And a lot of his worshippers began to really demonstrate their anger and impatience at the Olympian gods. And so what Zeus did was that he sent Hermes, who's a messenger, and also known as Mercury, sent him back into the underworld to bring Persephone home. And so Persephone came home and Demeter was happy and obviously Zeus was happy. However, what this is a reflection of is that there's a weakness in your character, whereby there's a sense where you may feel you have to use emotional blackmail in order to get your own way. Now this is a weakness in the personality, because what you're moving towards is to be able to articulate exactly what it is you need without having to manipulate, browbeat, or use a sense of this passive aggressive way of getting your own way. The Sun in Cancer is also dealing with the unconscious realm. So if we think about when the Sun is in Gemini, that's the conscious mind. When it moves into Cancer, we're dealing with the unconscious mind. So here it's about the psychic, the intuitive and the instinctual feeling responses to your world. And it also gives you an indication of where you have attachments to habits that may not be serving you, and you might want to try and give those up. So you might find, or you have an awareness of attachments to drinking or drugs or smoking, or wanting to lose weight because you're overeating. So here what you're looking at is how are you able to begin to transform some of those unconscious habits and responses that are no longer serving your world. Now you need to look again at where the fourth house and its relationship with Cancer, because it rules the fourth house, and the fourth house is about home, it's about ancestry, it's about your family, it's about karma and the beginnings of your life. So it gives you a clear indication around these things, but you're trying to break free of these attachments so that you can lessen the negative associations of behaviours that really are undermining you. The fourth house also gives you some sense of indication of what the end of your life could be, and that could be the physical end of your life, but it could also be the metaphorical endings in your life. So when you're dealing with your Cancer personality, you still want to honour the very nurturing, very sensitive, protective aspect to your personality, but also you want to be able to apply all of that to yourself first. How do you show yourself self-love, self-nurturing and self-care? Which brings me to the question of the day, which is, which particular habit are you now prepared to release from your life so that you're able to apply your own sense of nurturing to your life first before you're able to do that for other people? So, as always, put your answers in the comment box below. If you've got any questions or queries, in the box below, because you know I love to connect with you. You can also share this episode with people in your network. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and you can attach this episode to your own personal playlist. Until then, stay well, and I will see you on the next episode where I discuss the Sun in Leo. Until then, stay well.